I'm in my warehouse, so be patient with me. Give me 1 second. Scoot this stuff out the way if I go in about this stuff. Hold on. Just needed to get some focus before I make this video. And I'm gonna try to make this really sweet and short. So Jelly Roll, and I'm not gonna say her real name because legal situations. So I'm not gonna say her real name, but I want to say this. So I brought her in, part of the group, right? Introduce her to my team, right? She very talented. She can sing, she can rap, she can produce. A triple threat. Right. Okay. So Mac B said, hey man, about 17 years ago on your Full Throttle mixtape, you said y'all was gonna do a Bonnie and Clyde mixtape. Now we was just talking shit. And I said, hey, Mac B said we should actually do it. Let's really, bring it to life. She agreed to it. Now she is in the church. She is doing her gospel singing and her, she's very spiritual and she's a woman of God. You understand? Which is me. I'm a man of God. You know what I'm saying? We fear God over here. We are true believers. So that's no shade whatsoever. She's a gospel singer. She's a director in the church. She's a minister. She does a lot, right? So of course she's trying to watch what she's saying. She's trying to watch the language. She's trying to be polite and decent. All good qualities, not a problem. I told her she don't have to do all that cussing. She don't have to talk about hurting nobody, no violence. She can just say, like, hypothetically, what I'm saying, from a different point of view, it's a Bonnie and Clyde project. So it don't have to be too graphic, too cutthroat. You understand what I'm saying? Respectfully. And I told her that, like, it ain't going to we can put our own fishing narrative to it. Correct. So long story short, I bring her in, introduce her to everybody. So, and I'm the boss on top of that, but I bring her in, introduce her to everybody. So she brought somebody on this project. She said she claimed that it's her cousin, and it could be, I don't know. And she said, I wanted to put her on her. Okay, cool, whatever. Didn't tell me nothing about it, but whatever. On the project that we're doing, the Bonnie and Clyde project, right? Then she turned around. We upload the song. I didn't even know they did until I got the song back. We upload the song, put it on YouTube. She got mad and reached out to everybody but me, the person who introduced her and brought her in, and said, hey, why her name not up there? And everybody's like, hey, you gotta talk to Cass. That's me. Okay. She went to Onassis. She went to MacBeach. She went to Pariah. She went to everybody but the person who brought her in. You understand what I'm saying? Makes absolutely no fucking sense. So she got a little attitude talking about, well, if she don't, her name ain't up there, like her name should be up there. If she would have just reached out or even shot me a text and say, hey, Cass, I would like for my cousin name to be up there. I would have been like, no problem. What's her name? You understand what I'm saying? I mean, you already put her in there and put her on the song without my permission anyway. But she was cool though. She was a little bit off beat, but she was cool. I'm like, this actually worked. It's cool. I really wish she would have been bringing her around. You know what I'm saying? Both of them, because they talented. You understand what I'm saying? No problem. We could have been doing some stuff that I could have gave her a whole project for herself, or they could have did a project together, or whatever. I would have paid for the studio time, all that, no problem. I'm that kind of boss. I'm the kind of boss who bring food and all. The one thing I don't do, I don't supply nobody smoking habits, and I don't supply nobody drinking habits. But I will buy you junk food, juice, food, real food, whatever it is, whatever to get the job done. You understand what I'm saying? And on top of that, I'm giving out things to help. I even offer her, and I'm talking about Jelly. I even offer her one time $300 for a phone. I said I will pay you. I said, let me correct this. I said your limit is $300. I will buy you a phone because it was just a miscommunication with the phone thing. Like her phone was never on. It was always a problem. She was dealing with some financial situations. I said, look, I mean, you can get a nice little flip phone. We can get a nice little, what I'm saying? But $300 is my limit. Okay. That was my limit. No strings attached, no sexual favors, no none of that. This is this like, look, she's a dope ass artist. And if y'all heard the project, y'all know that. Okay. That was my thing. Now, to be honest, she did decline. She was like, thanks, but no thanks. Cool. I get to keep my $300. But I'm paying for everybody's studio section. I'm paying for everything. You understand what I'm saying? And she get mad because we don't put her cousin name in a thing. So the fact that she went around me and went to everybody else, we had it on the Vibe Nation YouTube page. So what I did was I took it down from there and I created the Blue Army page, which is this page right here. I said, fuck that. I'm the boss. I run everything. I'm paying for everything. I'm putting this whole thing together. Let me just have my own shit, right? And I brought it over here. And so she was like, "You took down the songs?" I'm like, "Well, I did take it down from their platform and did the official Blue Army page." Boom, that's what I did. So after that, she was like, "Oh, well, you can't use my likeness." And she already gave consent by doing all the projects she did. I got her on camera, participating everything. You understand what I'm saying? So she can't say like they was being sneaky and they did this and they just took my vocals and things like that. She can't even say that. But outside it, I'm like, baby, you already gave your consent by Basically, she's trying to renege. She was already down, but when she got mad about that, it's like, take everything, anything that's associated that I did with y'all, take it all off. And I'm like, fuck you. I'm not doing that. I pay for all this shit. I'm not taking all this off. I pay for all this. Okay. So anyway, moving along. So she come back with this whole, she sent the thing to YouTube basically saying copyright strike, all this stuff. So I got hit with that. Thank God that we didn't do no contracts. We didn't do no documents. It's a mixtape series. Anybody who know anything about the Blue Army, it's a mixtape series. Hard copies. Real hard copies. The songs, everything. Sold these in the street, made thousands of dollars. Legally, it's a mixtape. She can't come for me. She can't come for me for that. I made merchandise. I made clothes. I made keychains. I made knives. I was branding this shit. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm thinking she gonna come back around like, hey, you know what? I was tripping. I was wrong. You know what I'm saying? This is your thing. I'm just being a bitch pretty much in so many words. And nope. No accountability. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. So I'm like, what kind of shit is that? How you gonna go against me? I'm the one who brought you in. That's like if she would have came and got me right and said, "Hey T, I got a studio for you. I know you be rapping and shit like that. I want to bring you on. You bring me on, and then instead of me talking to you, which is my person who brought me on and introduced me to your people, I'm like, I'm gonna go around you and say, hey man, take this off. I don't like that. Boo boo. You ain't paid not 1 cent. You didn't do anything. All you did was brought your talent." But you ain't really contribute anything outside of that. And you calling shots like you the boss, like you the director. That's not cool. You understand what I'm saying? Like I said, we even got a chop and screw version of it too. We're gonna go back and do the covers, or we're gonna put the chop and screw in there. We actually got a chop and screw version of the mixtape as well. We are a local rap group. We are nobody big. We only got about probably 57 of a real fan base, 57 people in total as far as a real fan base. So I'm not trying to act like this some big time shit. This a mixtape shit. We never put out a real single, a real album, not yet. Not to say it's not in the works. We even getting ready to gear up for a video that we haven't did. Cause we have, you know what I'm saying? My thing was, let's build a resume. Let's make a name, brand the name, build a resume. People got to know who you are before they just gonna come check for you. They gotta you gotta put some work in first. And so that's why I do so many mixtapes. That's why I'm like, fuck it, Blue Army, this is a mixtape series. Now, before we get to the real songs and the real things, I'm like, let's have fun. Let's sharpen our skills. And I even told Jelly, I said, you made me a better artist. Now I'm on beat. I'm a better, I always had the lyrics and the skills, the metaphors, the punchlines, but riding that beat, I kind of struggle on. That's why I don't poke it when they talk about her cousin kind of being off beat. But I'm like, it worked though. Sometimes being off beat is not always necessarily bad. And that green light song, I thought it was a good idea how Jelly did that. Okay, I'm not dissing her. Jelly was my baby. You gotta understand that. But for her to turn around and do what she did, it's like, what the fuck? If she would have said, Cass, put her name on her, do this, that, can she come along? Blah blah blah. I would have been like, yes, 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 yes. The more the merrier. If you doing the job, you putting the work in, baby, I don't give a fuck. Let's go to work. But she had the talent with bum state of mind mindsets. Coming to old nasty spot, smoking up his shit, being a bum, just being a pothead, this, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, I see it. And when people said things, I still spoke highly, like, but I do see it though. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I say I don't do a lot with female artists. And that's why I don't deal with a lot of bum ass St. Louis motherfuckers. Everybody talking about you out there in Germany and Japan and Ireland, and you out there in California. Like, people know you more in California. You supposed to take over home before you look. Let me tell you something. People at home gonna hate your shit. Strangers gonna support your shit. Never interrupt your enemy when they making a mistake. And I'm gonna leave it there. Y'all have a good day, man. Thanks for checking out the video.